All right, let's dive into a car that is, I mean, it's a complete and total refusal to accept the way the world is going. We're
Yeah.
talking about the new Porsche 911 GT3, the 992.2 generation. And if you just, walk past it, you might not see much.
Just a cleaner bumper, maybe some new headlights.
Exactly. But underneath, this thing is just a masterclass in pure engineering stubbornness.
It really is. It's like a defiance of physics and legislation. I mean, the mission here was terrifying.
Right.
Keep a 4-liter, naturally aspirated 9,000 RPM engine alive in 2026 without a hybrid system.
All while meeting the strictest emissions laws we've ever seen.
And the way they did it is fascinating because they essentially had to strangle the car to save it.
Explain that. What does that mean in practice?
Well, to make this thing legal, the exhaust now has 2 petrol particulate filters
2 of them.
and 4 catalytic converters. That amount of restriction should, in theory, just choke the engine. It should kill the sound, kill the response.
So how did they fight that? Because it creates this massive back pressure problem.
It does. So they didn't just, tune the software. They went mechanical. They went old school. They put in hotter camshafts, more lift.
And completely revised the cylinder heads, new throttle bodies, the works.
Exactly. It's proper hot rodding. And the result is they kept the 503 horsepower and that incredible 9,000 RPM redline.
But physics is physics. You can't cheat it completely. They actually lost torque because of that strangled exhaust.
Yeah, it's down by about 20 Newton meters. On paper, that's a pretty significant drop.
It is. But this is where the engineering gets so clever.
Right. Get this. They just borrowed the final drive ratio from the 911 ST.
Which is 8% shorter. And we need to explain what that actually feels like. It's not just about a 0 to 60 time of 3.4 seconds.
No, not at all. A shorter drive ratio just transforms the car's personality. You're shifting constantly. The whole experience feels more frantic.
More alive.
Yeah. At cruising speeds on the freeway, the RPMs are sitting higher. The car feels like it's straining at the leash, just begging you to go for it.
It actually makes the car feel faster than the old one, even with less torque.
Precisely. And that sort of energy wakes up the chassis, too. Speaking of which, they've pulled some serious hardware from the GT3 RS for the suspension.
You're talking about that anti-dive front geometry.
It's a huge deal for stability. By lowering the front pivot points of the suspension, they changed how the car behaves when you stomp on the brakes.
So instead of the nose just dipping down,
The geometry itself resists that motion. It keeps the front splitter parallel to the road.
so you have consistent downforce, consistent steering, even when you're braking as hard as you can into a corner.
Right. And that stability lets you play with what some people are calling a belligerent handling character.
I love that word for it. It's not a glued down, filtered supercar. It moves, it rotates.
It feels mechanical. But here's the massive contradiction, right? To keep this car feeling so analog, so pure, they had to use a very specific piece of digital tech.
The steering software. This is going to be controversial.
I think so. The electric power steering now uses an algorithm that actively estimates tire wear and temperature.
Which sounds incredibly artificial, like a video game.
It does. But the goal is consistency. As your tires wear out during a track day, the steering usually gets a bit sloppy.
Sure.
This software adds or removes resistance to mimic the feel of fresh tires. It's a digital lie told to your hands to preserve that pure sensation.
A strange paradox. I guess if you can't feel the computer working, does it even matter?
That's the question.
Okay.
Now, inside the cabin, there's another compromise, and this one's less high-tech and more just bad.
The cup holder.
Oh, the cup holder. If you get the manual transmission, it's right behind a shifter. Put a drink in there, and you literally can't get second or fourth gear.
It's hilarious, but it also kind of speaks to the car's priorities, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The packaging is for the machinery, not your morning coffee.
Fair enough. But for those who do need a little practicality, there's a huge change for the touring package.
This is a first. You can now get the Touring, the one without the giant wing, with back seats.
Which makes this arguably the most usable 9,000 RPM car in history.
On the flip side, you've got the Weissach pack,
Yeah.
carbon fiber roll cage, exposed carbon hood, magnesium wheels. It's for the hardcore.
And this all came from customer feedback, right? Porsche actually asked people what they wanted.
They did. They surveyed 2,000 GT customers, and the message was overwhelming.
No batteries.
No batteries. They wanted vibration, noise, mechanical feedback. even if it meant sacrificing a few tenths on a lap time.
And that's why this car is getting hailed as a perfect 10 out of 10. It prioritizes the texture of the drive over the stats.
It feels like a celebration of everything we love about internal combustion.
It really does.
Yeah.
Which brings us to a bit of a sobering thought.
Mm-hmm.
As these regulations just get tighter and tighter every year, you have to wonder, is this it?
Are we looking at the absolute peak, the final perfect scream of a combustion engine before the silence takes over?